What's up, guys? Welcome to today's MMA news. First up for today, we have to talk about the new video released from the Colby Covington vs. Jorge Masvidal incident. If you don't know what happened, go check out our last video to catch up. Either way, the new footage comes from Tyron Woodley and shows the entire thing. Let's get to it. First off, here's the whole thing. Now, I know the quality isn't amazing, but you can see Colby walking with Bob Menery. Then you see Jorge run up behind him and swing. Now, if you've seen it before, you may not see anything new here, but for those who haven't, you can definitely see that punch land. From there, Jorge gets another one in, and you can see some of the punches actually land on Colby's shoulder. Jorge lands one more before getting some in on Colby's head. You can see that Colby's kind of looking away from him, though, so it doesn't connect clean. Now, Jorge ends up taking a bit of damage here himself, but he's able to dodge the rest of them. After this, of course, Jorge continues to throw and manages to connect a few more. Eventually, Colby gets away and heads inside, but you can see that they continue to trade words. Jorge can be heard saying, "You better run," while Colby says, "Yeah, I'm running to my car." Like I said, you can't see it on this camera, but from what witnesses have said, Colby was hit at least twice in the face. The problem is that neither punch knocked him down. According to the eyewitness, it looked like he was hurt. All he kept doing was backing up, looking left and right like he was trying to figure out what was going on. Then he started asking everyone around, "Did I get hit?" And people were like, "No, you didn't get hit, he missed you." He kept asking that until he finally realized that he had been hit. In the end, this fight cost Jorge almost 60 grand, and I think it could get worse. Not only did he lose his initial 35K, but if convicted, he could be looking at 10K per ticket. If you don't remember, he's facing 3 tickets for battery, resulting in substantial bodily harm. 1 count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon. This could be the end of his career, but we'll have to wait and see. So I'll keep you guys updated, but that's all for this one. Next up, we have to talk about Jorge Masvidal's response to Ben Askren calling him a punk. For those who don't know, this all stems from what happened at the Triller fight between Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. Tyron was in the corner of Jake, and Ben was in the corner of Tommy Fury. During the post-fight interview, Ben called Jorge a punk for attacking Colby from behind. Well, today, Jorge responded to those comments. He tweeted, "Imagine having 25 minutes to punch someone as many times as you want legally, but you can't get it done, so you gotta sneak up and attack him on the street. If you guys still haven't settled it by then stuff might have to go again." It might be for free this time. Basically, he thinks that Ben should be happy that he beat Tyron because he was struggling. Then he points out that he had a full fight with Colby and couldn't finish it, so he just attacked him on the street. Finally, he says that if they still haven't settled it by then, maybe they should fight in a real fight. That seems to be the pattern here. Everyone keeps challenging each other to a street fight. No one wants to do it in the octagon, but now we have to talk about Dana White's response to the situation. In an interview with TMZ Sports, Dana was asked how he felt about this altercation. He gave his honest opinion, and it may surprise you. He said, "I mean, they're grown men, they're adults. I mean, Jorge is fighting in my organization since, I think, 2013, so Jorge is a grown man. He knows what he's doing. He's got people around him that are helping him make decisions. He's a grown man. We can't control that. I mean, we're not sitting there babysitting them 24 hours a day. You know, it sucks for business. We just had this thing with Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. This is the fight we're gonna promote. It's a huge event. And you just can't control this stuff." He was also asked about if he'd suspend Jorge without pay, but Dana doesn't seem to think that's necessary. He said, "You know, we're gonna look at it. He's a contracted fighter. This is probably gonna be a legal issue for him anyway. I'm sure he's gonna have to deal with the repercussions of that, so we're gonna look at everything and do what we have to do. I don't think so. But if I did, I would. But I don't think it's gonna come to that." Now, speaking of Dana White, he recently had an interview with BT Sport where he was asked about the possibility of Jon Jones fighting Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight title. Dana said, "I think Stipe Miocic is the best heavyweight in the world, and I think Jon Jones is the best light heavyweight in the world. Whether that translates to heavyweight, we don't know. I think that's a very tough fight to make." He also said that he believes Jon Jones is going to challenge for the heavyweight title, but he doesn't think it will be against Stipe. Time, of course, will tell if that's true. But I think the hype for this is getting a bit overboard. Sure, Jon Jones could be a great addition to the heavyweight division, but I don't think he beats Stipe. Then again, he could surprise us all. Next up, we have to talk about what Demian Maia had to say about Paul Craig naming his daughter after him. For those who don't know, Paul Craig revealed that he named his daughter after Demian Maia during his post-fight interview. After beating Nikita Krylov at UFC London, he said, "There's a lot of guys that I look up to, but I'd say Demian Maia. That's what my daughter is named after. Demian Maia, and her name is Maia, obviously. Believe it or not, I got to meet him. I got to see firsthand how good his jiu-jitsu is, so for me, he was the guy." Of course, Damian reacted to this on Twitter. He shared it and put 3 praying hands emojis. Now, the funny thing is, I actually predicted this one in the live stream of the event. I kid you not. I literally pointed to the screen and said, "Look, I bet Demian Maia tweeted this." And then moments later, it popped up. It was crazy. Either way, I think it's amazing that he took it like this. Most fighters get angry when people name their kids after them. For some reason, it's always a weird thing. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Also, if you missed the live stream, that fight was absolutely wild. Paul Craig did something I've never seen before. After he submitted Krylov, he just stared at the ref like he was asking what to do. It was so wild. Apparently, he said he was in a zone and just didn't realize the fight was over. But yeah, the fight itself was awesome. And that's gonna be it for today's news. Let me know what you think about Ben Askren calling Jorge a punk. Also, how do you think this fight plays out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you guys haven't already, go check out our video on the Colby Covington situation. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.